Hello everyone and welcome back to Bobo, your go-to channel for simple and interesting knowledge about cats. Today we're diving into a behavior you probably see every single day, but might not fully understand. Picture this: your cat walks past a chair, then another. They gently rub their face on the leg of a table. They slide their whole body along the side of the sofa. Sometimes they even press their cheeks firmly against the sharp corner of a wall. It all looks so casual, almost like an unconscious habit. But this simple action has a very deep and important meaning. So why do cats rub against furniture? Are they just scratching an itch? Is it a way of stretching? Or is there something more profound going on? Today we're going to explain everything slowly and clearly, so you can finally understand why rubbing is one of the most fundamental ways your cat communicates. Let's get started. The first and most important thing to understand is this: cats live in a world of scent. While we humans rely heavily on sight and sound to navigate our lives, cats depend profoundly on their sense of smell. For a cat, scent isn't just a smell, it's information. It tells them about safety, ownership, familiarity, and comfort. And rubbing is the primary way they spread that scent information throughout their environment. It's like they're writing little notes to themselves and to other cats, using a language we can't see or read. So how do they do this? Well, cats have special scent glands concentrated in specific areas of their bodies. These glands are located on their cheeks, their chin, their forehead, along the sides of their body, and even at the base of their tail. When your cat rubs against a piece of furniture, these glands release unique pheromones and oils. This scent is completely invisible and odorless to us humans, but for cats, it's a powerful signal packed with meaning. This brings us to the main reason for all this rubbing: marking territory. When your cat rubs on furniture, they are essentially leaving a message. That message says, "This place is safe, this place belongs to me, and this place is familiar." Now, don't mistake territory marking for aggression. It's not about being hostile or warning others away in a threatening manner. Think of it more like organization. Cats are creatures of habit who crave a predictable and consistent environment. By coating their home in their own personal scent, they create a world that feels orderly and under their control. Have you ever noticed that they tend to rub specific objects? They often choose chairs, tables, the corners of your couch, and door frames. These aren't random choices. These are high-traffic areas, the major intersections and landmarks of their indoor world. By marking these key spots, your cat is creating a detailed scent map of their home. This map doesn't just guide them physically. It helps them feel mentally and emotionally in control of their surroundings. It's their way of building a comforting, personalized space. And that leads us to a crucial point: rubbing is emotionally soothing for a cat. Marking territory isn't just a practical task. It's an act that brings them calm and security. When a cat rubs against furniture, it helps them reduce stress, feel grounded, and reinforce that feeling of familiarity. This is why you might see an increase in rubbing behavior during times of change. For example, if you move to a new home, your cat will likely spend a lot of time rubbing everything to make the strange new place smell like home. The same thing happens after you've had visitors, or even if you just rearrange the furniture. They are simply restoring their emotional balance by reestablishing their scent. Interestingly, rubbing is also a sign of confidence. A confident, well-adjusted cat will mark their environment openly and without hesitation. When you see your cat comfortably rubbing on the sofa or a table leg, it's a good indicator that they feel safe, secure, and relaxed in their home. On the other hand, cats that are shy, anxious, or fearful will often mark their territory much less, or they might do it more secretively. So, in many ways, observing this behavior can give you a window into your cat's emotional health. A cat who rubs is often a happy cat. This explains a very common phenomenon that many cat owners have noticed. You spend the afternoon cleaning your entire house, making everything spotless. And what's the first thing your cat does? They immediately start rubbing against all the furniture you just wiped down. It can feel a little bit like they're undoing all your hard work. But your cat isn't being defiant. From their perspective, cleaning has erased all their comforting, familiar scents. So they are simply reapplying their scent signature. It's not an act of rebellion. It's an act of restoration. They're just putting their home back in order. It's also important to distinguish rubbing from scratching. While both behaviors can be a form of marking, they are very different. Rubbing is a gentle, affectionate behavior that uses the scent glands on their face and body. It's primarily an emotional and scent-based communication. Scratching, however, uses the claws. It is a more physical act that leaves both a visual mark and a scent mark from glands in their paws. Both are completely normal cat behaviors, but rubbing is the quieter, calmer, and more subtle of the two. In fact, cats will often rub furniture more when they are feeling particularly happy and content. You might see it after they've had a good meal, when they're just waking up from a nap, or during quiet, peaceful moments in the house. In these instances, they aren't just marking territory. They're reinforcing their feeling of contentment. It's their way of saying, I love my home and I feel good here. They are associating their positive feelings with their environment. And have you ever noticed that your cat often rubs on furniture that's right near you? Maybe they rub the leg of your desk while you're working, or the arm of the sofa where you're sitting. This is not a coincidence. When they do this, they are engaging in something called scent mixing. They are combining their scent, your scent, and the scent of the home all in one place. This behavior is a powerful tool for social bonding. Your cat is quite literally connecting you to their territory, making you a central part of their safe and familiar world. So, is rubbing furniture ever a problem? The short answer is no. On its own, rubbing is a completely healthy, normal, and beneficial behavior for a cat. It only becomes a potential cause for concern if it's paired with other signs of distress, like excessive anxiety, sudden and dramatic changes in behavior, or aggression. But in isolation, a cat rubbing on things is just a cat being a cat. This means that as an owner, you really don't need to do anything to stop this behavior. In fact, you should encourage it. You can support your cat's emotional health by letting them mark their territory safely. Try to avoid using harsh, heavily scented cleaners, especially on the spots they like to rub. By providing a stable, predictable environment and respecting your cat's need to communicate through scent, you're helping them feel secure and happy. So, what does this behavior really mean at its core? It's a beautiful, multi-layered form of communication. It signifies territory marking, emotional security, confidence, and comfort. When your cat rubs against the furniture, they are meticulously organizing their world to make it feel like home. The next time you see your cat winding their way through the living room, pressing their cheek against a chair, or sliding along the wall, remember what's truly happening. They're not being strange, they're not scratching randomly, and they are certainly not misbehaving. They are communicating with you and with themselves silently and naturally. In their own special language, a cat rubbing on furniture is simply saying, "This is my home, and I feel safe here." Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this calm explanation and want to learn more simple and honest cat knowledge, don't forget to subscribe to Bobo for more cat behavior explained. And please feel free to share this video with any other cat lovers you know. We'll see you in the next one.